Welcome to the Surviving to Thriving podcast that helps women leaders in nonprofits get out of survival mode and thrive in both leadership and life. I'm your host, leadership development coach Kathy Archer, and I help women leaders enjoy impactful leadership. In episode number 24, I talked about the 3 most overlooked leadership competencies, and I connected them to wellness. Do you remember what those competencies were? They were the ability to stay energized, the ability to stay focused, and the ability to stay composed. Energy, focused, and composure. Now, those are incredibly important in your day-to-day work as a busy, overworked, definitely stretched leader who wants to do incredible work, meaningful work, make a big difference, and still have energy left at the end of the day for the rest of her life. In order to get through your busy day effectively, engaged, in a manner that you feel proud of, and still have that energy left for the end of the day, you need to implement wellness throughout your workday. So last week's episode, we talked about the 3 steps to create wellness habits at work. I will remind you that the first one was to create micro habits. The second one was to make them incredibly easy. And the third one was to attach them to an existing habit. Now, I want to go a little bit deeper and give you 3 more tips today. And it's because this is so important that I want to sort of come back to it again this week. If you cannot take care of yourself throughout your day, you're going to struggle to get out of survival mode. You are going to struggle to be an effective leader, and you're just going to feel drained, bitter, overwhelmed, overloaded, exhausted, stressed all the time. So you need to create those wellness habits throughout your day. Remember, you need to make them small, you need to make them easy, and you need to attach them to already existing habits. So today I'm going to give you 3 more tips, and I'm going to give you a couple extra resources as well that are coming up. The first one is next week, depending on when you're listening to the podcast, September 24th, I'm doing a webinar on stress management on the fly. So if you want to learn a little bit more, go a little bit deeper on some stress management strategies on the fly during your workday, then I'll put the link to that webinar in the notes below. And then as well, for those of you in the training library, the deeper dive into all of this, the Wellness at Work course is coming out in the next couple weeks. So know that we've just touched the surface here, and it's not something that sort of happens just like that. This takes time, this takes effort, this takes focus, this takes understanding. So in the Wellness at Work course, I go deeper into the science behind it. I help you establish the habits. I give you some extra tools to do that. Just know that that's all there for those of you who are in the training library. Having said that, I want to make sure you as a podcast listener get some incredibly good tips and strategies that you can also start applying right now. So remember last week, if you want some more information, go back to the 3 steps. But I want to give you 3 more tips today for creating those wellness habits at work. So the first one is create a habit. Remember last week we talked about micro moments? Create a habit that you can do in under 3 minutes, preferably under 1 minute. You do not have a lot of time. I get that. I totally understand that. And if you are trying to create habits like, I'm going to go for a walk around the block at lunch, that's great. But it's going to be hard to be consistent at that every day. And so you want to create something that is under 3 minutes. I'm going to get up, stretch my legs out, do a little bit of calf stretching on the steps as I come into the office. I'm going to have a drink of water. What can you do in under 3 minutes? Close your eyes, do a little deep breathing, eat something healthy, go to the bathroom, roll your shoulders back, roll your head from side to side, put on a little bit of a music on you. Maybe you got headphones, put on some music that you can listen to. Under 3 minutes. First extra tip. Second extra tip for creating wellness habits at work is do something that you can do anywhere. If you're like most leaders, you're not always at the same spot every day. You might be at your office, you might be in your home office, you might be at one of the sites, you might be on the road, you might be traveling. So create wellness habits that you can do anywhere. So again, I just said a minute ago, maybe it's music. Music is an incredibly powerful, uplifting tool. So if you just pop some headphones in, you don't have to leave your office. I know one of the things that I struggled with, and you probably do too, is the minute you open your door and leave your office, oh my God, you're going to be bombarded. If you work at home, it's going to be the kids. If you work in the office, it's going to be the people. That's just a quick question. Can I steal you for a minute? Can you check this out? And all of a sudden, instead of your 3-minute wellness habit, you are like pulled into a whole bunch of other things. 20 minutes, half hour later, you're back in your office, frustrated because you had work to do. So learning to say no to that is a whole other podcast that we'll get to down the road. But just know that you don't have to leave your office. So things that you can do anywhere, things that you can create and take with you. The third tip, extra tip for creating wellness habits at work, is connected to your senses. Now, this is something I dive deeper into in the Wellness at Work course as well, because it's so important, so easy, and so incredibly effective. Our senses are the things that really create mindfulness. We know that mindfulness is something that's really important to help us deal with our stress and create that sense of balance and wellness in our life. They evoke emotions, memories. Senses are created to everything. So if you can connect your wellness habit that's under 3 minutes that you can do anywhere to your senses, bonus, because you will have a much easier time doing it. So let me give you some examples. One of the ones that I love is I have a little bottle of peppermint oil on my desk. 2 seconds, open the lid, take a little sniff of it. And it just totally brings me back to A, present, so mindfulness, B, evokes that sense of calmness in me, or not even calmness so much as it actually spikes my energy a little bit, kind of wakens me up. And you can keep it on your desk, in your purse, in the car, wherever, just a little. And maybe it's not peppermint oil for you. Maybe it's cinnamon. You know, if cinnamon is the scent that really evokes something for you. I buy my essential oils from Young Living, and there's another one that I have that I can't remember the name of, a blend that I really love because it just, again, brings me back down. So that's one way sort of to connect to your sense of smell. Touch, here's one that is really powerful. And do it right now. Put your hand on your heart. Doesn't that just slow you down? Yeah, it brings you back to what's important. And that's one of the wellness strategies that you can do under a minute anywhere when you're stressed. Put your hand on your heart, middle of traffic, stuck traffic, on a conference call, nobody can see you, whatever. Put your hand on your heart, and then if you really want to make it powerful, ask yourself, what's really important in this moment? And then just listen for the answer, because you'll know it's important that I go pee. It really is important that I go pee. Or it's really important that I just step away from my desk. Or it's really important that I focus on this project. I get it. I've been flying around and I've been avoiding it because it's hard. I don't want to do it, but it's really important that I get there. Or it's really important that I go have that conversation with that person. But if you don't slow down and connect to your body, you're going to miss that. So that's the touch one. Listen. So your sense of hearing. So you can listen to, again, music is one that you can do. The sound, I love the sound of kids playing at a playground or birds or chirping outside. But here's one that you can really do anywhere that I think is even more powerful. Listen to yourself breathe. Yes, we rarely listen to ourselves breathe. And if we did, we would realize that we are shallow breathers. You are not going to stay composed in that meeting if you are shallow breathing. You need to slow your breath down to help you gain that composure and breathe deep. If you're in the training library, go back to the webinar on breath magic. Really helped you understand breath, gave you some strategies for applying it at work. But when you listen to your breath and hear it, pay attention to it going in and out, you will drop the stress in your body in like 10 seconds, 30 seconds, 1 minute, under 3 minutes, remember, real quick microseconds. So listen to your breath. Sense of taste. Number 4, eat your lunch, and even if you're eating at your desk, but taste the first 3 bites. I get it that it's hard to focus for the whole meal, but really taste. slow down. Don't be on your phone. Don't be on your email. Don't be in the middle of a conversation. Or if you're with somebody else, just say, just a sec. I'm going to taste my food for once and taste it. Feel the flavor, experience the flavors, the texture. Maybe there's a smell to it as well. Maybe you'll remember making it with your daughter or your spouse or whatever was going on. Hopefully it was a good event. But just taste your food. It's really, really powerful. And then C, look away from your computer. Our eyes get so strained, and it's no wonder we have tension headaches and stuff. Look away from your computer. Just for 1 minute, lift your eyes up. One of the best things you can do is look outside. That really helps sort of almost reset our eyes, I guess. If you have the ability to look at sky, look at sky. If you don't, look at something pleasing. And if you don't have something pleasing, bring something pleasing into your workplace. Certainly, it could be a bouquet of fresh flowers. If you're thinking about how to do this anywhere, anytime, you might have something in your wallet. You might also evoke a memory or something in your mind. So you might close your eyes for a moment. You know how people say, that's my safe place, or, create a imaginary place in your mind, if you will, where you can kind of close your mind and go there for a minute. So for me, it used to be this grassy cove with a little cement bench, I guess it was, in my mind. And there was like a waterfall, and there was lots of color and flowers, and I could feel a little bit of a breeze on my face. And I would just sit there, and this bench had a back to it, so I could lean back. And in my mind's eye, in the matter of, like I say, 30 seconds, again, I could activate that parasympathetic nervous system in my body, calm my body down, bring it back down. That sense of sight doesn't have to be real, although it can be. Maybe it's looking at a picture on the wall, picture you have of your kids, your granddaughter, your spouse, a trip you took, an animal, whatever. Look at the sky, look at nature, but it can also be in your mind. So those are 3 extra tips for creating wellness habits at work. Do them in under 3 minutes, create something you can do anywhere, and then connect it to your senses. Touch something, taste something, smell something, hear something, see something. All of that evokes that other part of your body that's not in fight, flight, freeze mode and ready to like attack the world or run and hide. You need to get out of that stress mode and calm your body down so that you can recharge, fill that tank back up. It's when you do that throughout your day, all of these little tiny microseconds, stretch your body here, sniff a little bit of peppermint oil there, take a moment to close your eyes and imagine your safe place, have a drink of water, all of these mini micro moments throughout your day that help you really, and again, I have the webinar coming up, manage stress on the fly. That's the thing. You don't have time for this. I get it. So you have to learn to create these habits of wellness throughout your day so that you can manage stress on the fly. Again, for those of you in the training library, keep your eyes open because we're going into a much deeper dive into this. There's going to be worksheets to help you establish your habits and to understand which ones you need to work on and build on more. Do some measurements about where you're at because you know I like geeky stuff. But it's going to help you really hone in and not only develop the wellness habits, but then learn how to apply those wellness to help you be a better leader. Because I know that's what you want. You want to make that difference. You want to grow your people. You want to enjoy both your leadership and life. And you will, my dear, when you create the wellness habits. Go make the rest of your day awesome, my dear. If you found today's episode helpful, then you are going to love the training library. Many women leaders in nonprofits wish that they had a coach or a mentor to help them, but they don't believe that they or their organization can afford it. Oh, but you can. Inside of the Training Library membership site, you will not only get access to affordable and easily accessible ongoing personal and professional development training, you will also have access to a leadership coach at your fingertips. That way, when you hit those inevitable challenges that leadership will bring your way, you'll have both the resources and the support to navigate your way through them with confidence, composure, and while keeping your integrity intact. To find out more, head to kathyarcher.com/library. If you are enjoying the show, I'd love it if you could leave me a comment or a review on iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcasts. Thanks for listening. Go make the rest of your day awesome.